Okay, for A, we draw our river, and we need to get rid of this coefficient, which is a fraction. So the shortcut we learned is just to multiply it by its reciprocal. And so instead of negative 12 over 7, it would be negative 7 over 12. And then we do the same thing over here. We multiply by negative 7/12. All right, this is the boom, 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 boom kind of method here. So we do have y by itself, and we just multiply on the right. So we need to put a 1 underneath here, and we can cross simplify. The 12 divided by 12 is 1. The negative 36 divided by 12 is a negative 3. It's really important to remember about that sign. And so now we just do it. Negative 3 times negative 7 is a positive 21. And 1 times 1 is a denominator of 1, which we don't really even need to write. So we think that our answer is 21. We're going to use our parenthetical promise, and so we're going to replace the y with 21, and everything else is going to come down. So we bring down everything else, and we do the math to prove it. So when we multiply, we're going to put a 1 underneath here. Let's see, since we're multiplying, we can cross simplify here. The 7 divided by 7 is 1, 21 divided by 7 is 3. So I wind up with a negative 12 times a positive 3, which is negative 36, and 1 times 1 on the bottom. I bring this down over here, and I know that I'm right because negative 36 over 1 is indeed equal to negative 36. So my solution is correct. Coming down to B, I'm going to draw my river, and let's see, I want to get W by itself. Excuse me. So I'm going to subtract 2/3 from both sides. Okay, so those will cancel out, and I'm left with W. Now, in order to do this problem, we first of all need to find a common denominator because we've got addition and subtraction going on here. So the common denominator here would be 6. So this would be 3/6 with a negative 1 in front, and that's going to be 4/6 with a minus in front. Okay, and now we're ready to leave, change, opposite. So we leave, change, opposite. It's probably best to go ahead and change this one into an improper fraction. So when we do that, we get negative 9/6, and we're going to add to that the negative 4/6. And when we do that, the denominator stays the same, and a negative 9 plus a negative 4 is a negative 13. So I know that I have some space here, but that's okay. W is equal to negative 13/6. Just leave it as is. You don't need to change it into a mixed number. We're going to use our parenthetical promise. We put negative 13/6 in for W, and everything else comes down. So the 2/3 and the plus and the equal and the negative 1.5. Okay, so now we actually do the math here. We need a common denominator, which would be 6. So this is going to be 4/6 plus negative 13/6. And 4 plus a negative 13 is negative 9/6. And we're going to bring down the negative 1.5 all the way down here. And as long as I can prove that this is right, this looks good to me. Negative 9/6 would simplify to negative 3/2. And negative 3/2 is indeed the same as negative 1.5. They are exactly the same. One is an improper fraction, one is a mixed number, so know that I'm right.